It was awesome. I got to tell you, you would not have recognized. It was the Not So Silent Night Gala. It's for the Save the Day Foundation from Rob Esch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they had two very funny comedians in and a great band and food, and it was right on the ice. And you would have thought you were in like a banquet hall, a beautiful banquet hall.
At the Odd?
It's incredible.
On the ice at the Odd?
Could not believe it.
That's cool.
Really?
It was, I think I have some, I know my wife has pictures.
Yeah, I actually saw a bunch of people.
It's unbelievable. It was incredible. And Jeff Stone's group over there that does all the food, they were incredible. They had Rob's restaurant involved, Aquavino, and Michael Gino, and his son, Michael Gino. I believe they're both Michael Gino. The food was great. The desserts were unbelievable. They had a donut wall. Never seen anything like it in my life.
What?
A wall?
It was like this little wall. I mean, it wasn't that large, but it was.
You had to climb to get to the best ones.
And it had on each little hook. It had a beautiful donut. It was cool, very very cool. Anyway, that was last night, and sooner or later we'll get to Christmas, and all these things will slow down just a little bit. Today is a very big day for I believe for Operation Sunshine, and I'm going to explain what we're going to do. This morning, after 7:30, we will have Ed Welch in from AAA with an announcement on Operation Sunshine. You know they are down by several $1,000s, maybe $20,000 they're behind right now.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range.
The last number I actually saw was 31, so that they're not even halfway.
Okay, they got a long ways to go.
34 more.
But I am confident that today we're going to put a chunk in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you part of why that's going to happen. So Ed Welch will be in. I know that he is doing a donation on behalf of AAA. That'll be awesome. And then we're going to speak with Mark Cushman. And Mark is with, what's the name of Frank Giotto's business? It's Fiber Instrument Sales.
Oh, yeah, Fiber Instrument Sales, yeah.
FIS in Oriskany.
One of several. Several, of course.
Yeah. But he's a very generous person, and we've met with him several times talking about his charities and how they raise money and try to inspire others to give money. And that is what he's doing today. He today, and Mark Cushman, I don't want to give it away, but it's already kind of out there. Mark will be talking about this program where today only, if you give to Operation Sunshine, Frank Giotto is going to match it dollar for dollar.
Really?
Wow.
Really.
That
Did the bell go off in your head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And I spoke to Frank last night. He was at that gala at the Odd.
I'm a little slow.
And he's excited about today.
I'm excited.
I tried to get
today.
him to come in this morning to be on the radio with us. I don't do radio. I listen, but I don't do radio.
Okay.
Well,
And by the way,
that.
glad you got through your colonoscopy, he said. So thanks, Frank. Anyway, that'll be this morning, and Frank Giotto and his wife and all the people out there at FIS matching today. If you call Operation Sunshine, and that number is 792-5003.
All zeros.
Or 5,000.
5,000, yeah.
And they'll get you there. And if you give today, anytime today, and I believe it goes up to $20,000, he will match it dollar for dollar today. So I'm here to say I think today we're going to put a big dent in it. And if you even wanted to call us, we have our man Angelo standing by on the line. We would take down your information because they're not open yet at the OD. Right, Angelo? You'll do it? Anything for you, Bill.
Of course, Bill.
He's wearing a Mali Kaliki Maka shirt.
I do see that.
I love it.
Little Hawaiian Christmas shirt.
Is that
Took
why
me-
my eyes are on?
It took me a while. I knew it was Hawaiian, and then I just realized it's all Christmassy.
Anyway, so there's, and our number, of course, is what is our number again?
736-0186. There's a lot of numbers flying around.
Feel free to call us as well. We'll take down the information if you'd like to do it now before they open over at the Observer Dispatch. Dollar for dollar match by Frank Giotto today. And what the Operation Sunshine does is they work along with us and the Marine Corps League, Toys for Tots. Everybody's a little bit behind this year at this point. So today's a big day to make up for all of that. Pretty excited. Anybody else excited?
I am.
Dollar for dollar match.
Our man, Uncle Smitty, had a couple last-minute toy locations to pick up. He picked those up yesterday, and also...
And there's a couple schools that have to be picked up today, and I might not be able to get there.
We'll figure it out.
That. Oh, thank you so much.
Also, the check from Comptroller Morehouse went to Toys for Tots yesterday, the $500 check. So
okay.
awesome.
Boy, if we only would have saved that for today.
I don't think we cashed it yet.
No. So I think...
that might have been made out to Toys for Tots.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So these have to go. This has to be made up to Operation Sunshine,
Yeah.
and we all work together. It all goes for positives. But Operation Sunshine also handles, around the holidays, food and clothing and holiday dinners.
Also, summer camps and programs for kids throughout the year.
Not this part of the program. This
really?
campaign is for their holiday run. So, but in the summertime,
It's a good organization.
they raise money for that as well. So I don't know. I could be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure all of this goes towards holiday stuff because it's a pretty big nut to crack. I have to tell you. Bread Matt is in. They have a new this new beer that is a collaborative effort from a bunch of microbreweries and the FX Matt Brewery, right?
So the main brewery, Sierra Nevada, which has been around for a while, they were one of the kind of on the forefronts of the craft beer industry. They are located, or at least their brewery is or was, in the Campfire area. So what they're doing is they gave all these breweries across the country, yes, thank you, all these breweries across the country the recipe and said, let's all brew it around the same time, serve it, and then the proceeds are going to go to the Campfire
It's a
Fund.
really cool concept.
So, it'll be available in draft at the 1888 Tavern.
Love
and
it.
We'll have to talk more about
All right, Fred will be on with that. We'll get into the Toys for Tots stuff. It's week number 16 of the NFL.
Unreal.
It just seems like this is all crept up on us a little bit, but Christmas is Tuesday.
yeah.
We're a few days away. You do have the weekend to get your shopping done, but it's been one extra. Weren't we just talking about, man, we have a whole extra week this year because Thanksgiving was early. And here we are already. How quickly the time flies.
Just a quick note on that. No Thursday night football tonight for the first time since the season kicked off. How about that?
Right. And now it's now they do Saturday, NFL Saturdays.
We got two Saturday, regular slate Sunday, and then this Christmas Eve there will be a game that we'll have for you here on WIBX last Monday night.
What else? Is there anything else I need to get into before I get into some crazy stuff? Coming up, we'll talk to Tanya J. Powers. The Trump Foundation is being shut down as the president battles with the Attorney General from New York. Interestingly, the president announced yesterday we'll be pulling troops out of Syria. One would think everybody would be cheering that on, but it's not the case. There are a lot of people on the Republican side that are not necessarily feeling that that's the way to go, but it is something that he says we're going to do. And a lot of conservatives very upset with the president right now over the fact that he did not push for shutting down the government. Now, it's not over yet. The Senate yesterday voted to keep the government open until February. The House will do something before the end of the week, but I had some conservatives, ripping the president here.
Really?
You're very angry.
Pro-Trump folks.
Absolutely. Very angry with the fact that he made this promise. We're going to shut the government down just last week. Now, you be careful because you never know with this president. He starts hearing, actually, Ann Coulter.
Yeah.
She was ripping into him. And sometimes the president will hear people on the right ripping into him over something, and sometimes he changes his mind. So it ain't Friday yet. I don't know if you checked your calendar yet. We're only into Thursday.
And the bill hasn't made his desk yet, ultimately, either.
Correct. So a lot still could happen. But I said it earlier in the week, I don't see any way that he's going to want to own shutting down the government with all of these employees, and I don't care, it's 25%, but that's a lot of people that are either going to be working for free for the time being or not getting paid. They'll get paid down the road, but not right away. And it's a tough time to do this at Christmas time. So I can't see him doing it. We'll see what happens. As of right now, the Senate has a done deal, waiting to see what the House does, and then will the president plow forward. What else? And we'll get into all of this stuff coming up. We'll talk to Tanya about that as well. John Zogby's on this morning, too. And the latest on the Mueller investigation, Trump, this shutdown, he'll dig into that. On the line right now is Tanya J. Powers from Fox News. with the latest on the Trump Foundation. It looks like this is going to be dissolved, right? Good morning, Tanya.
Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
I got you. We got you now. Yep.
Okay, good. I knew there was like an in and out with the signal, and I would say that's probably on me.
You have adjusted properly, so.
I've adjusted as much as I can. So yes, you're correct. The Trump Foundation has agreed to dissolve. This is, of course, part of the fallout from that Attorney General lawsuit. It started in, I guess, late 2016 is when that investigation started by the New York State Attorney General, which, of course, then was Eric Schneiderman. The interim Attorney General has been handling that in the meantime, and that's who announced on Tuesday, Barbara Underwood, that the foundation would dissolve while it's fighting that lawsuit against from the state, which is accusing it of, basically operating like a checkbook for the Trump business organization and the campaign.
And this is one more problem that the Trump organization has to deal with all this stuff. I think there's like 17 different investigations going on involving something with the name Trump on it. Yes.
And this one, probably where a lot of this came to light for the general public is from remember the Iowa debates that he skipped? And he said, I'm going to hold my own rally, and we're going to do it to benefit the veterans. And it was a giant headline-grabbing thing. And I was actually at that debate where he didn't show up that night because it was a Fox debate. It was in Iowa just days before the caucuses. And that was a huge story. Well, that is apparently what got a lot of other people to go, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, let's look into it.
You're saying you're doing this for the veterans. Where's the money for the veterans? How much is being spent? And there was like a whole thing after that. Apparently the Trump Foundation the Trump organization wanted to dissolve the foundation in late 2016. And that's when Attorney General Schneiderman went, no, wait a minute, you can't do that yet because we're now looking into how you're handling the money that goes into this thing.
All right, I appreciate it, Tanya. I know you're a busy one this morning. Have a great holiday. Well, we'll probably talk to you tomorrow, but thank you so much. Have a great day.
Anytime. Thank you.
Okay. Tanya J. Powers from Fox News. Coming up, we'll speak with John Zogby on the topic, and we'll get into all that. And remember that $500 free money question is right after the 7:30 news this a.m. By the way, my friend Rob that I said was fuming over this non-government shutdown, the fact that I think his comment yesterday, and I will give it to you. What did he say? Here it is. If Trump punts on shutdown or doesn't get money for wall, I hope he's indicted. He's a swamp creature as well. Disgusted. And he just sent me, as we were talking about it this morning, hashtag indict Trump now. I now hope he's challenged by Nikki Haley in a primary. Easy win for her, and Trump can't attack her. That would be quite a, if that were to happen, she's got a pretty darn good image, Nikki Haley does.
Yes, she does.
But, Rob, to think that the president would not attack her? Come on. Hold on tight. So let's remind you that today, if you give to Operation Sunshine, Frank Giotto at FIS in Oriskany will match your donation dollar for dollar. Ed Welch will be in this morning to make a donation on behalf of AAA. I hope he's listening right now. Ed Welch, dollar for dollar, the match by Frank Giotto.
Today.
Be a good day to come in today.
Sure would.
Yes, it would.
If you want to come in today.
Did you say today? Yeah.
Not tomorrow.
Our Christmas Eve extravaganza happens Monday from 6 a.m. until 12 noon. And, Angelo, who will you be dressed as?
Who do you want me to be dressed as?
Yeah, this is how dedicated this kid is.
Yeah, see, listen to that.
I mean, I could be like, I don't know. I could be whatever. You were in here 1 year as Donald Trump.
I was here as Trump 1 year, yeah.
1 year as Hillary. You were 1 year as Hillary during the election.
I don't think that was Christmas, but I've been Hillary.
Oh, yeah, that's
1 year is both combined.
Right. There was when he turned to the right, he had Trump. When he turned to the left, oh, my God, it's Hillary.
Two-face. Worse than a Bond villain.
Anyway, it is sponsored in part by Charlie's Pizza. They have their special going on now through the end of the year for catering. And that is buy one full tray of anything and get a second full tray at half price. One full tray, get a second full tray at half price. Although I do think that when it comes to greens, it might be different with greens. You know, there's like a shortage right now of escarole. I was thinking about a shirt that would be kind of cool, and it would be like a bar graph that would say escarole sales around America. And then the bar graph would be like this little one for Miami and a little one for New York City and a little one for Seattle and a little one for San Diego. And this giant thing coming right up to your neck for Utica.
Yeah.
Because it's unbelievable, the escarole that we consume here. Yeah. It's abnormal for the rest of the country. So I'm just saying.
Some escarole farmer somewhere is like, I love Utica!
Also by Utica Pizza Company, which has their pizza and wing, large pizza and wing special going on right now. And if you get their large pizza and wing special, you get another free pizza with the special. Pretty cool. It's a special on top of a special. The Christmas Eve extravaganza is Monday from 6 a.m. until 12 noon. And throw out some of the people that are going to be here performing, right down to politicians. We've added karaoke this year, holiday karaoke, and that is really set aside for people who need to come out of their shell.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine hearing, I don't know, Tony Pasenti doing a nice little Christmas ditty?
I think he should do it, yes.
Yeah.
Or even like, I'm trying to think of who else. Well, Assemblyman Butler will have a nice song
Butler
prepared.
says he's been working on his bit that he is going to be doing here since the day after the general election. And why do I think it has something to do with maybe somebody that might have been in that general election? I don't know. I'm just wondering. Rob has added in. I had said, Rob, come on. There's if you think Trump would not criticize Nikki Haley if she were to run a primary against him, you're smoking some of Cuomo's wacky tobacco. And Rob's response was, he can't attack her from federal prison. Wow.
Okay.
Listen, those are not my words. This is a conservative that's really been with Trump all along. Trust me, I hear from him often. Maynard Frozen Foods. I want to talk about this too. They are doing their and I was over there the other day. And do you know they have lobster tails that are like 6 ounces, 8 ounce, and 10 ounce lobster tails.
Wow.
And they're all frozen and ready to go, and they're priced. This is restaurant quality. So the scallops are bigger, the shrimp is bigger, the lobster tails are bigger, and the prices are just awesome. It's set for holiday prices now through Christmas Eve. Restaurant quality for wholesale prices. And it's going on 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. today, 9 a.m. till 4 tomorrow, 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. on Saturday, and they'll be open on Monday as well, Christmas Eve. Peeled jumbo shrimp, cooked jumbo shrimp, scallops, lobster tails, calamari, crab legs, everything else. It's Maynard Frozen Foods, located at 9455 River Road, Marcy, 315-793-3334. What else do you want me to do? This is all holiday stuff.
I'm excited. I'm going to go over there, too, because especially get some shrimp. I don't know. I don't trust myself cooking anything else.
They have it cooked. They can get cooked, and it's already deveined, because you don't want to eat that black thing in the
stuff. That's really hard to do.
Or you can, you just kind of.
Well, when you have to do like 1,000 of them,
you can get it. You're absolutely right. You probably have done that at a restaurant before. No?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay.
They ain't going to pay me enough to do that.
Anyway, that's all going on right now. Let's see here. They put out the 100 best restaurants in America according to Open Table, and I'm here to report that no local or even regional restaurants made the list. They were all big, for the most part, big city places. The Capitol Grill in Boston is a good example. Great restaurant. Awesome restaurant. But among the 100 best restaurants, according to Open Table, that story is out there. Pat Sajak asked a Wheel of Fortune contestant last night about his love of corny dad jokes. and the guy could not help himself. Here we go.
And I'm told you entertain him with dad jokes, and you've got a quickie.
Yeah.
Got a quickie, go.
Absolutely. What do you call Santa Claus when he lands on a bankrupt?
I don't know.
Saint Nicholas.
I like that. I like it.
Thank you.
And he won't be here all week.
Give you an example of corny dad jokes. Yesterday, my daughter texted me, and what did she say? Because I thought I had a pretty good response, but she didn't like it. She said it was stupid. God, she texted me a lot yesterday. Holy cow! Things like, "Oh, could you add $10 in my account? Actually, make it 20." Oh, here it is. Here it is. So before we're going out to the gala, my wife has my daughter. It's all planned. My daughter is going to do my wife's hair.
Oh, okay.
Do whatever, the updo or
She does that?
downdo or whatever. Yeah, she's all into that style stuff. So meanwhile, now that my daughter can drive, she has all these plans that she's going to do stuff with her friends and do all of these shopping things. And my wife is like, "Wait a minute, you forgot about my hair." And I'm like, "Grace, you must remember your mother's hair." And my daughter's question was, "What state is your hair in?" And I responded by saying, "New York." Her response, bad joke.
So what does she mean? Pre-wash?
How bad does your hair look? How hard is this going to be for me? That's basically what my daughter was saying.
That's why.
Where's the respect?
Being a guy, keep it short. No worries.
Yeah. Nature handled mine, so I think that you do what you do. Officials in Massachusetts are looking for someone to adopt an extremely fat pig and help it lose weight. Its previous owners used to feed it donuts and other junk food, and it's really placed this pig in danger.
The MSPCA's fattest pig is up for adoption. It says Amy's owners fed her everything from meat and vegetables to cookies and donuts. The MSPC also says Amy is depressed due to her size and refused to move for days. She's now on a strict diet and does, quote, piggy aerobics.
Okay, you can reach out there if you'd like. Get the pig, get him back in shape.
Yeah.
There is a billboard on Commercial Drive that has a picture of a chicken. And it basically is, I forget what the headline says on the billboard, but it's something
there's one
like,
that's just like it on River Road. It says like it's
Yes.
a cow. And it says, "I'm an individual."
I am an individual.
And it says, "Explore veganism."
Yeah.
Or
I'm an
welcome-
I, as a chicken, am an individual. I pulled my car over and actually punched the billboard. I had to do
His
it.
hand is broken now,
It's
but it was
killing
worth
me.
it.
You know those poles are made of metal.
didn't know
Holy
that.
cow, that hurt.
You should have stuck your tongue to it.
You said in this story the pig was depressed.
Yes.
How do
Well,
they know
he's-
that?
Because he's struggling to get around. He used to be able to get around. Now he waddles. His belly's touching the floor.
He doesn't roll in the mud like he used to.
Yes. He can't even see his bacon. It's terrible. He's really struggling today.
Also, the pig deleted his Facebook account.
He's done with
gone.
it. Yeah. They've
So
been pig
stupid.
shaming him. It's awful. 40-year-old Salvation Army bell ringer was arrested outside of Walmart in Maryland. Good news, not here. Ours are top-notch.
Yeah.
This Salvation Army bell ringer volunteer outside the Walmart in Maryland got arrested after he apparently punched one of the customers. Started yelling, "I'm John Wayne!" And he punched the customer. They're saying he was on PCP, and he was ultimately arrested.
Walmart employee, and he's calling saying a prisoner for the Salvation Army is having a full breakdown. They're saying he is agitated. Call taker can hear the subject yelling. He has also been rolling around on the ground. 2 taser deployments have been ineffective.
Taser, two of them.
Yeah. At one point, he yelled, "We'll do it live!" 34-year-old woman named Autumn Satterfield escaped from a jail in Ohio on Tuesday, and the cops eventually found her in a hot tub at a senior center, still wearing her prison gear. They released a 5-second video where she tells them she was naked before they showed up. This is quick.
Get up.
Put your hands in the air. I'm naked. Okay.
Please don't.
Did you think that was going to help? And there's a fitness trend called GOMAD, the GOMAD diet, GOMAD. Have you heard of this one?
No.
You can only imagine in 2019, I'll be on it. I love chasing diets.
Is this GOMAD? Is this like nomad? Like you're doing just a caveman
Listen to
thing?
this. Listen to this. This is GOMAD, stands for gallon of milk a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
I could do that.
It's for guys who want to pack on muscle by consuming a ton of calories. So you drink a gallon of whole milk every day. And there is a downside. They say you will get excessive flatulence because all of this is dairy.
Yeah.
It gives new meaning to the
You couldn't read that part before I volunteered to do it.
to the marketing campaign milk. It does a body good. Pass it on.
Yeah, we will. Pass it on.
And this is a real. But you are in a position where you're working out, you're lifting weights, you're trying to bulk up. Really.
Does milk give?
Sorry about that, Angela.
Milk gives you
didn't mean
gas.
Apparently,
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
if you have too much dairy.
And this was kind of a cool positive. A couple in Orlando got married on Saturday and took their entire 100-person wedding party to Target, and they handed out $10 gift cards and asked them to buy stuff for Toys for Tots. That was kind of a nice little little story there. President Obama put on a Santa hat and gave out gifts at Children's National Hospital in D.C. yesterday. President Trump responded by tweeting, "Stupid." I don't know. Could you do that, Angela? You might be better.
Stupid.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. John Zogby is with Zogby Strategies. And, of course, there's a lot to talk about as we near the end, near the beginning of the holiday season and the end of the year. John Zogby, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Hi.
So your take on this, it looks like, the Senate has moved to put a deal together to avoid a shutdown. The president seems to be, at this point, leaning towards avoiding the shutdown. He is getting criticism from conservatives. What do you think he's going to do? What will the House do?
Well, any time that the government has been shut down, the Republicans have pretty much been blamed for it. And it's serious. Government, just shuts right down. 500,000 workers are laid off, and the publicity is enormously bad. So we hedge, but what we're hearing is it seems like he apparently will. That's what I feel he'll do. I don't think he's going to risk it. Now, what does he do about the border wall? There's no funding for that, and now it's December 20th of now what will soon be the old Congress. He's got a Democratic House to contend with, and Schumer in the Senate saying it's never going to pass. The border wall is just never going to pass either house. So it may very well be that the president swallows hard on this one. He likes to take credit for accomplishments. It was a big deal a few days ago when the bipartisan criminal justice reform passed, and the president will take credit for that. President, in the face of a lot of criticism, will take credit for pulling troops out of Syria. But it looks like he's not going to be able to spin this one on the border wall.
Although he is saying that the money we've saved in this reinvention of NAFTA, that money is what's going to pay for the wall.
Yes, it is. That's what he is saying. How to proceed with that is going to be entirely another factor. And the money saved, when is that money becoming available? It looks like the president's going to have, some serious problems after the first of the year. A lot of jitters about the economy being expressed first and foremost in the stock market. But most economists are saying we're not only looking at a stock market correction or the worst stock market in years, but that we're also looking for an economic slowdown. That's been the bulwark, really, of the president's support.
What about this the Mueller investigation?
It's closing in. I mean, it's a tightening noose. We just saw with Mike Flynn, a very angry federal judge.
Boy, that was really something to see, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty stunning in a number of ways. I mean, this was rage. that was being expressed from a bench, and it was counter to what everyone was led to believe was just going to be a pro forma, hey, thank you for cooperating, slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
How that plays out, I don't know, but it looks very bad now. Mueller's getting very close to the president's family, getting very close to the president. You already have someone on Fox, Judge Napolitano, saying at the very least the president is an unindicted co-conspirator. And, Napolitano is not exactly what you would call an arch critic.
Well, it was also interesting what the judge did is because up until this point with Flynn, the president's been talking about how, listen, look what they did to this poor man who served his country. They tricked him. That's the type of stuff that Mueller does. The judge, in scolding fashion, basically said, let's get this straight once and for all. Were you tricked by investigators? And the answer from Flynn was no.
No.
Yeah, that was really, I felt, pretty unprecedented. And to see it all unfold there, it was something.
Total surprise,
yeah.
too.
Yes.
I mean, we're this is really a very turbulent and in many ways unpredictable time, but it's clear that, to me, that presidents had a couple of pretty good years. We're rewriting the standards, but pretty good years in terms of accomplishments and a healthy economy. But as we look ahead into 2019, I think it's going to be really rough for him.
And what do you say when people respond by saying, well, no president has ever been investigated like this. They were going to find something. They were out to get him. This excessive investigation, there's 17 of them going on with something involving Trump. What do you say to those people?
Where there's smoke, there's fire. There just was a lot of smoke. First of all, let's say the president is just innocent, an innocent bystander. He has taken on the machine. He's raged against the machine. That's how he got to where he is. He's welcomed this sort of response from the elite. Let's put it in those terms.
Yeah.
By the same token, he obviously did talk about Trump Tower. There obviously was hacking of the election, whether that made a difference or not. I mean, he ran against a very unpopular person, but there was plenty of smoke. And say what you will, Mueller has been around a long, long time and was an honorable FBI director, and there's a lot going on. This saga will continue.
Yeah.
John, did you say hacking of the election?
I did.
Well, hacking into using what, Facebook? Not necessarily hacking voting machines, right?
No, not voting machines. I'm sorry. What I'm saying is that there were attempts to manipulate messages and advertising, and use whatever term you wish. But no, I mean, look. I don't think that any outside activity by anybody had anything to do with the outcome of the election. Hillary Clinton lost the election, won the popular vote, but lost the election fair and square. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
However, there was interference, and there were conversations between the Russians and folks very close to Donald Trump, including his son. That's certainly what it looks like.
I want to throw one at you, and again, we don't know what the president's going to do this week on this shutdown, because he could, like an Ann Coulter, could be ripping into him about the fact that he's caving in on this, and he could completely change his mind. We've seen that done before. TV does leave an impression on this president, but let me give you one person that piped in this morning. This is a staunch supporter of Trump and a staunch conservative. If Trump punts on shutdown or doesn't get money for the wall, I hope he's indicted soon after. He then is a swamp creature too. Hashtag, I got to get this hashtag, indict Trump now. That's coming from a Trump supporter and conservative over this issue. Is this issue going to be a real problem for him with his base?
It could be. I mean, you're starting to see some erosion in his base already. Not much. He's down to, 41, 42. Gallup Quinnipiac have him at 38, 39. I mean, that's the range that we're talking about. Yeah, he's sitting on a keg of dynamite. On the other hand, he does have a responsibility to the rest of the nation to keep the government funding. But remember, we led this conversation with apparently, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Very unpredictable fellow. I mean, take it away from the politics. Which side of the bed does he wake up on?
Right. And that can change a lot. It certainly sways the news cycle just when his fingers touch that phone and Twitter. That's certainly people. These networks. They wake up in the morning, get on Twitter, and that's where we're going today. Pretty crazy.
That's where we're going today.
Yeah.
Most unpleasant.
John Zogby, as always, thanks so much. Have a wonderful holiday if we don't talk to you, and we'll follow this through into 2019. It's certainly going to be interesting.
Yeah, thanks. Same to you. We'll talk soon.
All right. John Zogby, 720. Free money question is worth $500 this morning. Also, big for Operation Sunshine. Frank Giotto from FIS in Oriskany has announced that today only, he up to $20,000. He is matching anyone's donation to Operation Sunshine. This is to inspire people to give. They are way behind. We have to get this done before this weekend, and today is going to put a good chunk into it. Ed Welch is coming in from AAA. He'll be making a donation. We'll speak with Mark Cushman from FIS on Frank's behalf, and he'll speak about this match. This is a dollar-for-dollar match. If you were to call up and give $20 right now to Operation Sunshine,
it's $40.
It's $40. And I think we're going to put a big chunk into their near $30,000 deficit going into this week. Pretty big. Standing by the line right now, and I'm going to speak with him from the FX Matt Brewery, is Fred Matt. Fred, good morning.
How are you?
How are you? Happy holidays to you.
Same to you. Same to you.
So I love this this campaign that is underway where a number of breweries around the country are assisting those who were affected by those terrible fires in California. And this is a beer called Resilience IPA. And can you explain what that's about and what you guys are doing?
So Sierra Nevada, which is right in the backyard of all the fires, and it's the Grossman family, and they are great, great friends of ours for years. In fact, my father helped Ken with some original brewing stuff.
Wow.
They're a terrific family. They have built a great brewery, a great brand, and they're right in the backyard of, obviously some really bad fires and bad things for a lot of people. And so they came to the brewing community and said, hey, will you guys brew this recipe, which is an IPA. I have not had it yet, but I'm going to have it tonight because it's going to be on tap at the brewery. And the money we raise will all go to California victims. And what's really cool is I think it's over 1,000 breweries now have come together to support this and to do something good for the community. And, when we had our fire back in 2008, it was the same. I mean, we didn't need money, but we needed help brewing, and Harpoon helped us brew, and Genesee Brewery, North American Breweries today, or FIFCO, whatever they're calling themselves today, helped support us. And Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser at the time, came forward and said, if we can help you, so that there's just a brotherhood in the beer community that's really nice to see.
Yeah.
And, not only do we help each other, but we help others.
Isn't it amazing, Fred, how this brotherhood of beer makers has grown so tremendously, especially here in New York State?
Yeah. So we are 400 breweries strong now. And when I came back to the brewery with Nick, and we were almost out of business, I think there were 38 breweries or something left in the country, and I think we were like 10th or 11th, only because everybody else had gone out of business.
Yeah. It is. It's really crazy. And boy, every time I talk to you, I think back on those days where there was a rebuild going on. And now when you look back on it, where the FX Matt Brewery is and with the quality of beers that you guys are putting out, it's really, I have to say, it's an American success story. Usually, the generations down the road have a difficult time recovering from a bit of a fall, but you guys have just done it tremendously. It's really quite an amazing story.
Yeah, no. So this year we won 54 medals, which is the most medals we've ever won, which is really cool. And then I don't know if you've driven by the brewery lately, but there's construction all over. We have a brew house coming online in January 10th, a new brew house, which was about a $12 million project. And then we have a big tank farm. All the tanks are up on Edward Street, and that will be fully operational in August. So we will by the end of August have the most flexible, innovative, technologically advanced brewing system in the world for at least a day.
Wow. For at least a day. Until the next iPhone comes out, right? Yeah. It's like, oh, great.
Yeah,
I've got the
or
best
a brewery
one.
in Japan or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is...
then we got to go to 2.0.
Yeah.
You already have it in the works. I know it.
Well, listen, congratulations on that. I hope we see you guys on Monday. And so Resilience, this beer, which is really a nationwide effort, will be on tap at your place.
Yeah, in the tavern. You don't have to take a tour. It's I think they're tapping it at 5. We're going to run it 5 to 8. I'm going to go over and drink a couple beers and spread some holiday cheer. So anybody that would like to come and join me, please come.
All right. Starts from 5 till 8 tonight. Fred, Matt, as always, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Yep. Merry Christmas to everybody. See you soon.
Merry Christmas. Thanks so much. Pretty awesome how they all come together, right? And it was Jordan Karp that's talking about this bourbon that they have earlier this week, saying when they needed help to be able to measure the alcohol level.
They
proof,
had to get it just right.
Right, the proof of the
regulations
bourbon.
Are crazy.
Where do you go for that? Well, they went to the FX Matt Brewery because they have the equipment to be able to do that. So it's a community. They all seem to work together, and boy, just like radio, right?
Yeah, right.
Just like radio.
I should have asked while we had him on the phone. So they gave Sierra Nevada gave FX Matt the recipe.
These are recipes that were given out to breweries all across the country.
Yeah,
so it's a Sierra Nevada recipe.
I get that. I'm just saying, like, you would never see that in other industries.
Yeah,
he talks about the close-knit in the brewery. Yeah, like, you would never see Coca-Cola say, hey, here's the special ingredients we put in, and here's how you do it.
One more thing on FX Matt. You're right. You wouldn't see that.
Yeah.
It's an interesting, which is why was it Bush? Who was the president or maybe it was Obama that tried to solve the problem with let's sit down and
the beer summit.
that was the beer summit.
Yeah, I remember.
That was Obama.
I do think it does work. I really do. And one other thing, I was buying my son is a big craft beer fan. And there's so many different varieties out there that you can get. So we were in one of the stores just grabbing single bottles, different things. Oh, I think you'd like this. I have no idea when it comes to the taste, but it's all about the label drawing you in. The number, after we'd gotten home, the number of those bottles, I think like almost half of them were brewed and bottled in Utica, New York. Isn't that pretty cool?
That is great.
Including like Brooklyn.
The Brooklyn Lager.
Brooklyn Lager, and I mean, it's really quite something what's coming out of Varick Street.
I had the experience one time of being able. They offered like a one-time tour. My cousin and I went, and so we got to see a little bit more than you would see in the traditional tour. And they literally have like laboratories. I mean, like scientific laboratories in parts of the brewery because that's what it is. It's a science, so it's really cool. An impressive operation.
This is the time where we take a shot, and it's the holidays. We've had 3 or 4 winners in the last couple of days. 3 or 4 winners in the last couple of days.
3 since last Friday.
3 since last Friday. We are generous. And Andrew, who do we have on the line? Who are we looking at?
It is John in Utica.
Hello, John in Utica. Good morning, John. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
How are you?
Good. I'm good. How you doing?
You're going to win $500
All
today.
right.
I know it. I just feel it. I know it. It's the holidays. We're on a roll. And this is also a Utica question. So have you been from Utica your whole life?
Yes, sir. Other than when I was in the Marine Corps. Yeah.
Okay. What do you do for a living? What do you do, John?
I'm a retired truck driver and business agent from Teamsters Local 182.
Okay. All right. Pretty good. That's good stuff. We always support the unions. And And here we go with your question. You'll have 7 seconds to get the answer in. 7 seconds. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Before it was called the West End Brewing Company, what was the name of the brewery that is now the FX Matt Brewery? Ready, go.
Ooh.
Before it was the West End.
Oh, geez. There's Teamsters over there, too.
They are Teamsters over there. That's very important. The answer to that, does anybody know that answer? Before it was the West End Brewery.
I should know this. I know this.
It was the Charles Bierbauer Brewery.
You're right. I had no idea.
Yeah. In 1888, and then became the West End Brewery. All right. Well, listen, John, either way, we're going to give you a gift card to the 72 Tavern and Grill, which is over at the Adirondack Bank Center. Have you been there yet?
No.
Okay. I'm pretty sure union drivers deliver their food, too, over there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Either way, you're going to like it. It's right at the Adirondack Bank Center. The food is great. TV's all over the place. You'll love it. Davey's going to hook you up. Happy holidays, okay?
Yeah. Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, you sit tight. And I'm sorry, Andrew's going to hook you up and take care of you. All right, we're ready to transition right into this. This is a very big day, and I think we had it incorrectly earlier this morning. And in studio right now, let's go with Mark Cushman. Good morning, Mark.
Bill, good morning. Merry Christmas.
Tight on that mic if you could. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to.
You good?
Just don't touch it, because that's the broken mic that hasn't been fixed yet.
Well, actually, I clipped it last Saturday, so it's working much better.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
Some tools Saturday. I think I can fix this.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
It's build your own mic set here.
AAA, right?
It's AAA. Absolutely right. All right. So I spoke with Frank Giotto last night, and we put this together to have you in here this morning. Utica Landmark Tower is the group that Frank has spearheaded over the years to inspire people to give and to donate to charities. You guys are doing something very, very special here today.
Well, you know, Bill, and thanks for having us on. Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas, of course, to all of your listeners. You know, the tower went up in May 2013, and through that time, you know, people have asked, what is this all about?
Yeah,
of course, it is a traveler's landmark, okay? Mm-hmm. But more importantly, it really demonstrates, and it's a tribute to the generosity in the goodwill that we all enjoy here in Central New York. And, you know, Frank Giotto, who is the president and the CEO of Fiber Instrument Sales and 6 other affiliate companies, along with the Tower Foundation Group, made this announcement, and we are absolutely thrilled.
So I said it was a match. It's not a match.
Let me correct you on that one.
You explain it. It is not a dollar for dollar match.
Yeah, through the generosity of Frank. All right. He is going to do a 2-for-1, all right? So any single dollar that comes from the community, he's going to throw in $2 towards it. And his maximum or our maximum contribution will be $20,000. And our goal is to exceed the need that Operation Sunshine has.
Love it. Well, I want to go to Teresa Swider. Did I say that properly?
You did. Good morning.
Hi, Teresa. Good morning. You are the controller over at the OD. How far are you guys short as of this morning?
We are short $30,000.
$30,000 short. All right. I want to bring in Ed Welch. Ed, come on up to a microphone. Ed, of course, is wearing the AAA hat here this morning. You're, of course, Auto Talk on WIBX, but AAA is going to make a donation, and we're going to see how much we can cost Frank Giotto here today. What can we cost him today?
Well, I think I brought a check from AAA Northeast for $7,500.
Wow. How about that? How about a little round of applause for that? Oh, and you even have an awesome presentation type check. Love it.
This is for Operation Sunshine.
That is awesome.
And, you know, our company ethos is to help and to serve. And our company has looked around the different communities we serve, and we've had an opportunity to budget some money this year to give back to the community. We have an internal committee of staff here in Utica. And, you know, I asked them all to come up with what their ideas were for great charities to support in 2018.
Yeah.
And so we took that information, and one of them was Operation Sunshine. So we're very proud and happy to do this, and They do a great job and have for 50 years in this community. And we're so proud of them and the work they do. And we're very happy to be able to support that. And I was very surprised to learn about Frank's generosity this morning. And
we kind of kept this from you.
Yes, I'm still overwhelmed by it. And
well, because you're just doing the math here. Your $7,500 donation, Mr. Cushman, has prompted a $15,000 donation from Frank Giotto and the Utica Landmark Tower, which means $22,500 has just, in an instant, been added to Operation Sunshine. How about that?
And, Bill, if I can, and we all spoke a few minutes before we came in here, it's fantastic. But please, let's not have this morning's success hold back on the donations
You're
from the
absolutely
general
right.
community.
Yep.
This is so vitally important to so many families, so many people throughout the greater Utica-Rome area. And it's the spirit of giving.
Yeah.
It's the spirit of Christmas.
No doubt about it. So the phone number to call today is 315-792-5003. You can go online. That is what's here. You can go online at opsun.org. Or again, that phone number is 315-792-5003. So if you make a donation, a $1 donation, it turns into a $3 donation today with Frank Giotto, up to the $20,000 mark.
And Frank has pledged to continue that throughout the entire campaign.
Wow, that's awesome.
Okay.
Do you want to comment on this, Teresa? This is a pretty big move here this morning. Did you realize this was all coming? I know you knew you had the Frank Giotto backing here, but this came on the perfect day. There's just no doubt about it.
This has just come together in less than 24 hours. We
Yeah.
got the phone call from Mark yesterday about 10 o'clock. We had spoken with Ed the day before.
Mm-hmm.
So just in the matter of, less than 48 hours, we've seen such a huge community support that we are so excited about.
Well, it is absolutely awesome. So thank Frank and everybody at FIS. AAA, Ed Welch, you got to be really pleased with this. This is an awesome outcome to an already awesome donation.
It is, and it also makes me very proud. I'm on the board at the Utica Landmark Tower Corporation, and I'm just so proud of the work they do, and being a small part of that is just wonderful.
Awesome. All right, gentlemen and ladies, thank you so much. We'll break again. That number today, still dial up that number. Do it right now at 315-792-5003, or you can donate online at opsun, opsun.org. And today, $2 for every $1. $2 added to your $1 donation. That is pretty darn cool. And again, with one quick swipe and one quick opening of that gigantic check, $22,500 towards that $30,000 desperate goal, which is where we are right now. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. And Frank Giotto, thank Frank and everybody out there. So, AAA, Ed Welch, nice job.
Thank you.
Great splash. Got a break. Then we get the news that Frank Giotto and his and there's a whole, they have a board and everything. It's a group that actually is it's kind of built around the Utica Tower that you see when you're driving down the thruway or into the area. And it's called Utica Landmark Tower. So that basically inspires people to give. And oftentimes Frank is someone who gives through his business and through the money that he and his family have earned over the years. They have now matched for every dollar given, they'll donate $2. So I want to tell you where we are right now. They started this morning, Andrew, with a $30,000 deficit.
Yes.
So
really, theoretically, 20 minutes ago, they were with a $30,000.
$30,000 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
A $30,000 deficit. So with that, $7,500 is given by AAA, which meant with the match from Frank Giotto, that's $22,500. So that brings us, so what would we do? So if we're at 30, 1, 2, 3, yeah, and then you subtract, what did I say? How much was it?
22,500.
22,500. It brings us down to 7,500. We just got word from the OD that just moments ago.
A listener, thank you, whoever you may be.
Someone was listening, and they donated what?
500.
No, they donated 1,500.
Right.
Because with the match from Frank Giotto, That's $1,500. So now let's go down here.
$6,000.
That brings us down to $6,000, which means
$28,500.
If we can get $2,000 donated from people listening here this morning, that reaches their $30,000 goal. Because for a $2,000 donation, Frank Giotto will match that with $4,000. They reach $30,000. This is like a record or something.
Yeah.
They reach $30,000 in just a mere couple of minutes.
And, just to emphasize Mark's point, I mean, just because there's a goal doesn't mean that they're going to, stop taking donations once they hit that 30,000 mark. So just think what you're able to do if they have more money. Maybe next year they won't be having to be as nervous closer to the season. I mean, this area always steps up, so they shouldn't be. But, I mean, this is really impressive. You just got to keep giving. Let's see if it goes from a goal to a record.
So, and I'm not saying someone has to come in and just say, okay, here's your $2,000, but that would be nice. Mm-hmm. But even if, here's $100 here, $500 here, somebody donates $1,000, $10, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's get to that $2,000 mark here. And with Frank's double match, we hit $30,000 all in a matter of an hour and a half or whatever.
So
isn't that the coolest thing in the world?
Again, the number 792-5003. And something else I want to mention because this is so important.
And tell us if you're donating so we know. The OD is going to keep us updated, but call them right now, 315-792-5003.
A lot of great charities out there are. This is a really good one because obviously we have an involvement in the toy drive, and that's part of Operation Sunshine as well. But they go... it's nice that the kids have something under the tree, right? But then, what are they going to have for breakfast, lunch, dinner? What's the Christmas dinner
handle
like,
both sides
they
of
do.
this.
And clothes, right? When they go back to school, the kids are on a short break now. So when they go back to school, they might, they'll have some new clothes.
And one of the great things that we did too, I think, is we put the Marine Corps League together with Operation Sunshine, and that has been a huge addition because it's added the Toys for Tots brand. So, all right. So here's how it works: you make your donation. Do so by calling at 315-792-5003. By the end of this morning, let's see if we can get the OD to say, you know what, we reached our goal. All during this morning in just an hour or so. Hard to believe. We'll update you, get those calls in. About 20 minutes ago, we were talking about Operation Sunshine and a $30,000 deficit that they're looking at going into today. $30,000. That's a long way to make up.
Oh, yeah. Well,
$30,000. So last night at the gala for Rob Esch's foundation, the Save the Day Foundation, I ran into Frank Giotto, who said, "Yeah, I'm going to do a match." His group, the Utica Landmark Tower, I'm going to do a match. This isn't a match. This is a double match.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's
for every dollar donated.
He's matching his match.
He's matching and then adding one.
Yeah.
So for every dollar donated, it's $2 added to it. So every $1 donation becomes a $3 donation. Every $100 donation becomes a $300 donation. You know the math. I don't have to keep going, right? 1,000, 3,000.
I wouldn't be able to be honest with you.
Really, really cool. So I just want to go over what happened in the last few minutes. Ed Welch from AAA came in. They gave a beautiful, enormous $7,500 check. Well, what that meant is that Frank Giotto's group would match it with $7,500 and then another $7,500. So we went from a $30,000 deficit to adding $22,500 to it, which meant we're now at a $7,500 deficit. Then, moments after that, someone called the line, 315-792-5003. They donated $500. So, Giotto with $500, and then another $500 for a total of $1,500, which brought us up to $24,000 and a deficit of only $6,000. And Tim Reed had a $100 donation. No, it's not $100. It's $300 with Frank Giotto's match and double match, which means we are now at $24,300 in less than 30 minutes.
Love it.
$5,700 is our deficit. And if we could have donations of just under $2,000 with Giotto's match, we hit $30,000 in less than an hour. So please, if you can make a donation, Make the phone call right now.
Yeah, you get the number. Okay, because people are saying number.
315-792-5003. 315-792-5003. This is every bit of this money stays local. Every penny stays local, and it's even better than that.
It is, because Operation Sunshine, I was saying this, there's a lot of great organizations out there. I don't know of many that 100% of a donation goes. A lot of folks will tout 92, 94%, right? It's 100%. Any operational or administrative costs are absorbed by the Utica OD, and hats off to them for doing that, because their staff put in a lot of hours on their own time overseeing this and everything. 100% of what you donate goes to kids and families in this community.
And any of the efforts that we do on our half of this piece of this toy drive, no one's ever paid or profits here as well. This is all done as a direct contribution to Toys for Tots and Operation Sunshine. Same thing with New York Sash. You know, they pay their people to go out and count all those teddy bears, and Gary Heenan with the Pioneers for the teddy bear toss, and the help we get from Utica Mac and other organizations out there. This is all just donating their services, and it's just a really nice Christmas thing to do, holiday thing to do, however you see it. But again, we're at $24,300 raised in the last 20 minutes. Let's hit that $30,000 mark. Call 315-792-5003. Every penny stays local. Let's see. We are now Greeley Ford. Good morning, Greeley. It says the band Classified will donate $100, which means
$300.
With the Giotto, it's $300, which means
Greeley
we are
and
now
Show-
at $24,600 with Greeley's donation, and the band.
I'm going to donate $50.
Classified. Andrew's donating $50.
Yep.
He's putting us in the middle of this, isn't he?
He is.
Well, we're all going to have to do that.
All right, I got 50.
So the program, we will donate. You got to call these in. You're going to have to call them in over there.
Oh, yeah, right.
We're
You
donating.
I could do it
We're
from
donating $150, which means $500, right? 150 plus 300, so it'd be 450.
450, yeah.
So 400.
We had to do complicated amounts.
50. So 24,600 plus
450.
450
gets us to 25,050.
050. $25,050 is where we're at right now.
This is just a message from our good friend Dana, Naimi only. The Mohawk Valley Lunch Club is going to donate $250.
Wow,
which is
Valley
actually
Lunch Club,
$750.
which is I'm going to do the $750. They're doing $250. Very nice. Which their auction, I am the auctioneer every year at their auction.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's how I do it, just like that. Yep. Paul, we're getting there. So can somebody be calculating your last number?
That got you to
25,050. You're adding 752.
25,800 now.
$25,800.
Do I hear 26?
That's awful. 25. What'd you say again? What was that?
050 plus 750 is going to get us to $25,800.
$800.
Who needs a calculator when you got Jeff?
Paul, good morning. How are you, Paul? I got to get your mic up. Good morning, Paul.
I'm doing good. Listen, Sam is coming on the Christmas Eve show.
Sam is your daughter.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. She's coming on the Christmas Eve show to talk about the fundraiser for her school.
Okay.
And that when we are there, we are going to pick up $100 of Joe Habaika's money, which she has already budgeted all of. But she said she wants to donate. She had wanted to donate 10% of that to Operation Sunshine.
Okay.
So she was planning on being the first person to donate for next year.
Oh.
This morning she heard the matching fund going on, and she said, "Can you call and ask if one of the guys can front $10 for me until the Christmas Eve show?"
So
so
she
if
wants
one of you guys can chip in $10, it will get doubled.
Triple.
And Sam will bring you a crisp $10 bill when she shows up.
All right, we will we'll add the $10 in today for you.
We got
All
you.
right.
That's
Thank
awesome,
you very much.
Paul.
She will
And
be
tell
very happy to
Samantha
hear
happy.
that, and good luck with your fundraising effort.
And that is awesome. How old is your daughter, by the way?
She's 10. She'll be 11 in the end of January.
Beautiful.
She's
All right,
one of
well,
our biggest
that's
fans, too,
awesome.
believe it or not.
That is awesome.
Every school day, we are tuned in, and we support the show because it is 99.9% of the time kid-friendly. The only time you hear something inappropriate is the local news.
That's a very, very good point, Paul.
That's a great.
So thank you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And you tell her we thank her greatly, okay?
All right, we'll see you
All right.
on Christmas Eve. Bye-bye,
All right,
guys.
thanks.
Have a good day.
You too.
All right,
Bye.
Paul, that's
Thank you, Samantha. So where were we again? So that's going to
25,800. So that gets us 25,830.
$25,830. The number you can call, you can let us know if you're donating. Please do, because we're doing the math here, trying to keep track of it. And
I still got to call
315-792-5003. So thank you to the Olneys. Thank you to the Greeleys. Thank you to the Reeds. Thank you to AAA and everybody else. This is really moving very quickly. But we can close this thing out by the time we hit 9 o'clock this morning. I think we can do it even before that. 315-792, Andrew, your phone's ringing. Come on. 315. Oh, stop complaining. 315-792-5003. Or call us and let us know if you are making the donation. We'll come back in 2 minutes here. WIBX. We had the $30, basically a $10 donation from young Samantha, which gets another $20 added to it from Frank Giotto. That put us to $25,830 is where we are towards $30,000. Pretty cool, Frank Giotto. You're really inspiring people here. And then some. Then you just received a phone call from
our very own Tom. I always say our very own.
You always say that. He doesn't work here.
I know.
He owns his own company, you know.
But he is like an extended family member, Jeff.
Okay. Anyway.
He's
please.
donating, he just donated $750 from Utica Mac.
Wow.
Which is actually
$750 3 times.
Yes.
That would be $2,250. Is that correct? That brings us to $28,080 for Operation Sunshine since 7:45 this morning. $28,080, which means if someone were to donate $700, I think that with the match would put us over the top.
Yeah, it might even, 700 would do it.
700 would do it.
We got
so
100
we could do
more.
It 5. You got 100 more?
100 more.
Oh boy.
Buck.
Paul Buckley.
Paul and his wife.
$100, which means we're going to add $300 to that. That means we're now at $28,380.
We just got another $100 from Chief and Mrs. Brooks.
That is another $300.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's $28,680 with Frank Giotto's match. And our phone number is 315-736-0186. We've got to get all these in over at Operation Sunshine. We're going to close this thing out. I almost knocked my headphones off. Sorry. Beth Irons, good morning. I'm sorry. Going nuts.
I thought you guys were raising money for my Christmas fund.
We are. Boy, you know, that whole Christmas club, wouldn't it be all... every
Remember
year I'd
Christmas
say,
clubs?
Yeah, I think they still have them.
Do they really?
I do, yeah.
I mean, you have to
just
participate.
have to put the
money in.
Yeah, you have to put money into it.
It's funny how they would call it a
There's the
Christmas
hook.
club when it's, you got to put money in.
Just your money, yeah.
Every year around this time, I'm like, darn it, I should have done that last year.
Yeah.
And then I forget by January.
My retirement club account was quite empty, by the way.
Yeah. It's off. My 401k is down to a 1.
Yeah.
Just the 1. It's an 01.
It's -1.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Good morning, Beth Irons.
You have to try this bread. I know you're on the carb thing and the bread.
Yep.
Tell them what's in there. Oh, you've got.
I'm going to get to the bread in a second.
Okay.
Can you hang through?
Absolutely.
Because I need to get make our money back with Brandon Lang here this weekend. Brandon Lang from BrandonLang.com. If you're thinking about week number, believe it or not, 16 of the NFL. No Thursday night game, Brandon. Good morning. How are you?
I have no 401k after what happened to me last night with my college basketball pick.
What happened?
The Duquesne Penn State game. See what happened?
I didn't see.
I got Duquesne plus 5.5. It's a tie game with 5 seconds to go when Duquesne gets called for a foul. Perfect. Penn State hits 2 free throws. Duquesne goes down and misses. Game over. I cover. Except the Duquesne coach goes absolutely crazy, who, by the way, is the same kid who coached LeBron James in high school. So he goes crazy because he didn't agree with the call, gets 1 technical, but gets 2 technicals and gets ejected. So they go to the line and make 4 straight free throw technicals. Then you get the 2 free throws for the foul call. So they make 6 free throws in a row, and I lose by 6, catching 5.5.
Wow.
I like those apples.
Man, I'm still weeping over the horrid play from Syracuse over the weekend.
Yeah, unfortunately, or fortunate for me, I had Buffalo plus the points. I took Buffalo plus 3.5. Now,
yeah,
I will
Syracuse
say
went
this.
in. Syracuse went in. I didn't think they were going to be a favorite in that game, and they were.
Well, they lost Old Dominion, played terrible, couldn't make a shot on Saturday, and then don't be surprised if you see that Buffalo team in the Sweet 16 or Elite 8 or Final Four. That's my Loyola Chicago pick. They're really, really good. But I'll tell you again, 4 starters back. Tyus is playing well. That I still like them as a team, and they're going to make a run. Mark my words. Jim will whip them in shape. They're not playing well. Their chemistry right now is not where it should be for a team having 4 starters back. But it'll get there. Just mark my words. They're going to make a run.
I don't have anything in front of me right now because we're in the middle of this drive, and I just want you to throw out a couple of key games. I still am a loyalist. I still believe that the Bills are going to knock off the Patriots this weekend, even though that's probably stupid, but it's just how I feel.
I would take the Bills plus the points.
Mm-hmm.
The Belichick-Brady runs over. Brady's done. You can see it. People just don't want to accept it. But Father Time has caught up with him. He's getting hit so much that he will not step up in the pocket and make a throw. He's throwing everything off his back foot. Buffalo had them on the ropes in the first meeting. Unfortunately, the quarterback was a guy coming off his couch who hadn't played in 2 years and threw a pick 6 with 5 minutes to go, and Buffalo was right there in a one-possession game. So I like them plus 12.5, and I think people are going to have to accept. Here's a little stat for you.
Yeah.
The New England Patriots have never gone to the Super Bowl when they didn't have a first-round bye.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Think about that. Unless Belichick gets that first-round bye where they only have to play 2 games to get the Super Bowl, and Belichick and Brady have a 4-5 career road playoff record. So unless they get home field advantage and unless they get a first-round bye, they never make Super Bowl. So that might bring them off your mantle of greatest ever for just a moment. So the era is done. They would never have lost a game at Pittsburgh like they did last week if they were on top of their game. This has just been a struggle all year long. I'll take Buffalo plus the double digits.
All right, I like it. Any other? Give us a couple of good picks for the weekend.
Yeah, San Diego. I'll always call them San Diego, as I tell you. They'll never be LA to me. I like Baltimore plus the 5. This is a Baltimore defense that's going to go in there. They went into Kansas City, had them beat. I think they'll go in here and shock the world and bring Crimea Rivers back to Crimea Rivers State. So I like that. And the other game I really like is Seattle, Kansas City.
Okay.
You can't win games in the NFL if you can't stop anybody on the road. And this Kansas City defense is really, really bad. Seattle will run the football. They'll control the clock. You're looking at a nice upset there. And last but not least, one more for you.
Mm-hmm.
The San Francisco 49ers will beat Chicago on Sunday. Bears clinch the North. They can't really get anywhere closer to a first-round bye. They have nothing to play for. I would take San Francisco. Just beat Seattle at home. They play really well at home. I'm going to take San Francisco plus the 4 over the Bears.
All right, good stuff there, Brandon. You have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And maybe we'll talk to you on Monday. I don't know if Andrews worked that out. But either way, have a great Christmas. It's BrandonLang.com, and we'll talk to you in the new year.
You guys have a great Christmas, too. Right. Thanks, brother.
Thanks so much. Brandon Lang. Got a break. We're going to talk about this beer thing. We had Fred Matt on earlier this morning. Really awesome story about how beer brewers around the country are helping those that lost everything in California due to wildfires and those campfire, that disaster that occurred out there. And Nagel, of course, is now with the Buried Acorn Brewery. He's up along with Beth Irons and a big weekend for the United County Public Indoor Market because you can get a lot of really cool last-minute gifts. The last one this year. Yep. Yeah. our last show of the year is Monday. I just thought of that. We can really plan that last thing of the year. See you next year. All that stuff. Hold on tight. We're coming right back. Yes, Andrew. Yes.
Do you want an update? I just was talking with Michelle Howgate, who's awesome over at Operation Sunshine.
Does she have ours in?
Yes, that's what I was doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the update?
They've had, since we started talking about this, they've had $1,350 actual people call in with $1,350 worth of donations.
Okay.
That's officially in already. They've had a credit card donation in the email, and somebody actually went to the OD that was listening and said, "Here's a check."
That's awesome.
So they're gonna text us actual totals as they continue to come in throughout the rest of the morning.
And that number gets tripled. That number gets tripled.
Right. So the 1,350 number that they're looking at of just phone pledge donations, that's now 3,900. Oh man, the 50 threw me. 1,350 times 3, Jeff.
I don't even know.
Over
34,
30, 50.
Yeah,
I believe.
something like that.
I won't take my word for it.
Look at us. Look at us. You see
No,
how-
it's 40-50. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it?
Almost $5,000.
1,350.
Okay, so that's 3 times 3 is 9.
13, 26, 39. And then the 50 gets you 40-50, I think.
40-50, yep. 1,050 plus the 3. That's how I got there. I don't know about you.
And it took 4 of us to come to that
It
number.
did.
I
It
used
really
all
Without
my
a
fingers and
calculator.
toes.
You know why we ended up in radio, huh? All right, we got a break. Hold on. News is next, and then we'll get to everything else. And hopefully we hit that $30,000 mark. Based on we basically have promissory contributions right now. Like our money has just went in just now, right?
Yeah, that just went in.
You did that.
And because they haven't gotten, the people who have pledged haven't
People
had
have
the chance
pledged
to
Tim
call
Reed's
in.
check here, by the way. They haven't gotten that yet.
So we're, by our calculations, we are, I believe, what did I say? We are, by our numbers, and this doesn't really, there are probably some people that have given that we don't know, but we are at $28,680 by the people who have pledged from here.
Just from calling and texting in, yes.
To the 30,000. So, we're almost there. Especially with Frank's match. For every dollar donated, he gives $2 additional. Frank Giotto.
Michelle and Teresa will call us right at the end of the show to let us know where they're at.
Good. 836 at WIBX. 315-736-0186 to find out how to do this. He would like to donate. I'll let you figure out what he's going to donate. You also have someone else. By the way, we're hitting $30,000.
Yes. I don't know when, but we may already have. But Don Gerace and his wife, Donna, are going to donate that $100. They heard you need $100. There's your $100.
By the way, if you've listened over the course of the last hour and you're hearing the numbers go back and forth, and then we're like, I don't know how much I have. How much do we have? This is exactly how I do my finances, personally. It's just how it's done. Somehow it all works out in the end. Or it doesn't. You just never know. All right, so I'm going to let Andrew figure all that stuff out in there if you want to give. But I think in a matter of, and this will be officially in an hour, with the help of Frank Giotto and contributions from listeners, including that $7,500 contribution from AAA, we have been able to raise $30,000 for Operation Sunshine in one stinking hour. Isn't that impressive? And there's a young man in the studio who's a little shy all of a sudden.
Boy, he is, isn't he? Holy cow.
Hello.
Carter, say hello.
I don't blame you.
He's totally shutting down.
That's how I felt when I came in late yesterday. I felt the exact same way. Nagel is in. What did you brought in here this morning, Nagel?
Brand new beer from Buried Acorn Brewing Company. It's called What You Say, Son?
What'd you say?
What'd you say,
What'd
son?
you say, son?
It's
I like
it's a saison style. It's 5.3% alcohol. Uses 100% New York State ingredients. A lot of New York State wheat and a lot of New York State Pilsner malt. All New York State hops, and then it's fermented with a very unique yeast from Lithuania, which I thought was pretty cool because my family has some Lithuanian blood.
Really?
My grandmother's mother, I believe, came over from Lithuania, and my mother she has a Lithuanian first name. It's Jonalyn, and it translates to young woman. So I hope she's listening.
That's really cool. That's awesome. Nice. Now, describe the taste of this. Is there a little bit of sour? Or is that bitter? What is that?
It's not. Well, it's got sort of a peppery finish to it.
It does.
And almost like cloves as well. It's way too cold. I left it in the truck overnight, so it's about 27 degrees.
I love it like this cold.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's bright. It's refreshing, effervescent. But
it's exactly.
It's got a little bit of like pear in the nose and a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of lemon pith to it. But the finish is a little bit peppery, and that's from the yeast.
if you could just take what Nagel just said, which is incredibly, I believe, intellectual when it comes to beer, and rewind like 20 years ago and play it for the people back there, they'd be like, what the hell is he talking about? Right? But that's what has happened to
They'd beat
beer.
me up out behind the bar.
Yeah, they would. But that's what's happened to beer. Now, this, you brought it in a growler. Is this available in...
This is draft only right now. We're going to be
Okay.
canning it midway through January. And
It's really good.
It'll be a year-round beer, and the artwork for it is crazy as well. I brought that in just to show you.
Yeah, the artwork. You guys are great with your artwork.
So this is a Syracuse artist called Enzo Bizzarro, and
Wow.
you can tell why it's called Bizzarro. But
Yeah, you can. Great stuff. And again, the brewery is right over near Destiny
USA. Hiawatha Boulevard and Van Rensselaer.
Okay. And that is, of course, the Buried Acorn Brewery. You'll be in on our Christmas show on Monday.
Absolutely. Can't
And
wait.
so will you, Beth, as well. Am I correct in that? Good morning. How are you, Beth Irons?
Good. How are you? I'm just kind of like, sitting back with my my glass of beer.
It's been an interesting little stint here this morning, hasn't it?
I know. I
Yeah.
love you. You guys are like in overdrive.
We are. I don't know what we've been drinking. Well, it's beer. It's really good. Okay. This weekend, people are going to be out there trying to find those last-minute gift ideas.
I know. We're looking forward to all those panic-stricken consumers to come in.
And you can end up at this market with really thoughtful, cool gifts.
Absolutely.
Not getting that crazy thing that's I gotta
don't
finish
go to
it.
Sangertown and
Yeah.
Don't run through the drugstore and try to get elaborate. Like in the gift aisle.
What's the store I always end up with that has the dirty T-shirts there? You never bring your kids into,
it's
into
Spencer's.
Spencer's has gotten worse
Oh
than
my
it
God!
ever
Is
was.
Spencer still around?
Oh, it's not only around, but it's really around. It's more around than it used to be. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Some of those, like you walk through the shirts, it's like, oh my God.
Well, there's so much more that's like acceptable now.
It is true, yeah. I don't know why. Well, I have my theories on it.
But those won't be at the public market.
They're not. So you can come up with some really cool. So give us some examples of what people.
Yeah,
can buy.
we're gonna have. Of course, we're gonna have all the food. So anybody who's thinking of last-minute things for your charcuterie plate, for your cheeses and your cured meats, for your parties, whatever you want to put on the table for Christmas breakfast, for Christmas dinner, they will come. Our vendors will come armed and ready to go. If you've ordered
this
ahead,
is their last
thank
shot
you.
as well. This is
their last shot before the
opportunity.
holiday too.
Yeah.
We're going to have some artisans there. Made in Utica is going to be joining us this week, so they'll have some uniquely Utica-only available merchandise.
Oh, that's cool. All right. T-shirts and stuff. I do see some
mugs
on their social
T-shirts.
media.
Yep.
They're unique to Utica.
Only unique to Utica, yep.
Yeah.
I like it. And you're running the times again, and you're right in the train station.
We're right inside the main lobby of the train station for the wintertime on Saturdays, second and fourth Saturdays of the month from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
All right. Very cool.
Would you want to mention what you brought
What
in?
did you bring
Oh,
in
yeah,
today?
yeah.
It was phenomenal, by the way.
My culinary escapade in the kitchen early this morning, let's just say it didn't go as planned.
Okay, that happens.
That happens.
Mhm.
You don't want to talk about it, but
Yep, it
is.
does,
It
and
happens.
you just live with it.
So my friends at Utica Bread stepped up, and actually I stepped in to the bakery and
It's
got
easy
some
to do.
fresh
It draws you in.
croissants right out of the oven.
Oh, their croissants are
Yeah.
awesome.
This has got prosciutto in it.
Prosciutto, Parmesan,
Wow,
and spinach and feta.
very nice.
Very savory, wonderful, wonderful, great things, and everything is available for their again your holiday meals: the pies, cheesecakes, pastries. Stop by, pick it up fresh. Will not get better than that.
You know how in a croissant it overlaps almost like a knot would, how it ties together? Well, they have very thin...
Do that thing again with your arms.
That pretzel-y thing you just did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have the meat sliced very thin, and it's weaved into the bread. I mean, you can even see it on the outside. It's incredible.
I think the prosciutto is always at its best when it is very, very thinly
like
sliced.
wafer thin. Yeah.
Especially with the price of it. It's always better when it's thinly sliced. Trust me.
You know, that move Jeff just had, it looks like when he listens to all of his 90s hip-hop, and that's what he does.
That is, yeah. Teresa Swider is with Operation Sunshine at the Utica OD to give us an update, and I thought I'd just go to you. We've been all really going wild here this morning, thanks to you guys and thanks to AAA and Ed Welch, and certainly thanks to FIS and Utica Landmark Tower and Frank Giotto. A little update, Teresa. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, just since you were on the air earlier this morning, we have raised $2,785.
Okay. And then that ends up getting matched twice over by Frank Giotto. Is that correct?
That is correct. So
Okay.
that puts us over $8,300.
Okay. Now, it's important to note that there was a $7,500 donation made by AAA this morning. That was tripled, which is just amazing, which brought us to $15,000. I have to say, Teresa, based on the people who have called us, and I'll throw out some of them. Andrew, you can help me when I miss. But Paul Buckley, Greeley Ford, they're all calling in soon. We have some checks in house. Tim Reed,
I will drop his off this
$100.
morning.
Chief Russ Brooks,
Nagel gave $100.
Nagel at $100.
Don and Donna
You gave
Gerace
40
$100.
more.
Don and Donna gave. We had a young lady, Samantha, gave $10, which would be a $30 donation. We ended up. I did another 40 for some reason.
So 200
I forgot
from
why.
the show. I think you're in the mood.
200 from this program. Matt Obriza just called in with a donation. Have you reached him yet?
Yes, he's going to be calling in.
Okay.
He needed the details to call into Ops.
He's going to call in. So I think, based on our numbers,
Linda and Tony Colon too with 100.
With 100 there. Based on our and Andrew's mother. Can you just let me move on? Based on that, I believe, Teresa, we are over $30,000 that will be coming in the next few minutes for you.
That's just wonderful. It's unbelievable, the outpouring of support for Operation Sunshine from the community. Makes me proud to be from Utica.
It's pretty wild. I mean, to say that from the launch of this morning at like 7:45 to now, that's $30,000 raised.
So keep calling too. By the way,
keep it coming in, right? Because you could use additional money, right?
Oh, certainly, and you know, whatever's not spent, you know, at Christmas this year, it rolls right into the summer campaign, and believe me, we don't even raise enough in the summer to cover what we pay out for camp. So it'll just keep giving all year long.
Pretty wild. I'm glad we were a part of this morning. This was pretty cool.
We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you very much.
Well, Teresa, thank you. And it's amazing that you're already saying, well, any of the money we can move to the summer programs. Never thought we'd be saying that this morning. Pretty cool. All right, Teresa, thank you.
Thank you.
And everybody over there at the OD. And it should be we should very much remember that the OD, no administrative costs whatsoever, $100 donated. $100 goes to the charity.
And just 792-5003. If you're listening or watching, 792-5003 gets you right to the OD.
We mentioned Tom Highland.
Oh, my God.
Tom Highland, $750.
Our very own.
Basically $750 when it's, right? Our very own.
Our very own.
Tom Highland, a $750 donation from Utica Mac. Pretty awesome. You guys want to add anything to this? Beth Irons, come out to the market. It's Saturday.
Absolutely.
Get out there.
I also want to add that I forgot to mention earlier that the Landmark Society is going to be with us for having their Christmas ornament available.
Nice.
And they have older
this year?
Christmas ornaments. What's that?
What is the ornament this year?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me
I
that.
know. I saw it. I don't remember what it was, but I was wowed by it. Was it?
Either way,
I want to say courthouse.
It benefits their cause,
it benefits what they support, and they have. Oh, geez, they probably have 6 or 8 different ones, older ones that they still have in stock. And I'm of course I'm partial to they did the Union Station a few years ago, and they're all just beautiful, the collector's items. So
pretty nice. That's Saturday over at the train station in Eagle. Get out and check out this beer. This is a really good beer.
Actually, I want to call out my friends that listen to the show. I know you guys are listening because you always pick on me after the show about what I'm wearing or my mannerisms or how bad I look. So
here's the number.
Take out your wallets.
315-792-5003.
Merry Christmas.
All right, gotta go.